Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Time Pass with the New Indian Express. I have with me today Shoojit Sircar, one of India's most beloved filmmakers, who makes everything from bodily fluids to a crumbling old mansion in Lucknow. He makes it so relatable and so lovable. And one of, I think, India's most sensitive filmmakers as well. He seems to know exactly how middle class India's heart beats. So, welcome, Shujit, from the city of Calcutta, which I think must be an inspiration to you as it is to many others who've grown up there and spent some time there. It's a city full of stories and full of magic, a lot of hardships as well. So it tells us really how to live our best life. And also, many congratulations on Gulabo Sitabo. I'm so glad that you released it on Amazon and we got to see it during these times. Do the pressure sometimes mount because what Vicky Dona, Madras Cafe, Piku, October, Gulabo Sitabo in between produced Pink, which was also true. And these are not just commercially successful films, some more than others, but also films that have redefined, uh, how we watch and consume cinema in many ways. So, what has each film sort of given you? What has it given you? What has it taught you?
Kaveri, you make films and you somewhere down inside you, it steers you.
Yeah,
It shakes you.
yeah,
And if it doesn't shake you, then there's no point making a film. So,
right,
because I don't just make films for any commercial reasons. For me, it's always been, all the films have been life lessons for me.
right.
And so when somebody tells me that your film is slow and your film is pace nahi tha, maza nahi aaya, fine. I mean, you can not agree with all my films. That's not a
Yeah.
problem. All my points, but you can't ignore the art.
Hmm.
You know, you can ignore. You can't ignore the art. For example, I am also, as a human being, I am also uh, maturing. I am not still that same person what I was in Vicky Dona.
Yeah. And also, there are different kinds of humor. I mean, you can have a Vicky Donor, ha ha ha, laugh out loud, and you can have a more subtle humor like Gulabo. So, not everything has to
So yes, I know. What happens is, once you do Vicky Dona, the Bollywood has an habit of branding you that okay, now it's a comedy.
be right.
But I didn't promise that it's going to be a comedy. I always said it's going to be social satire.
Hmm.
It's going to be a satire. So, and you have to see it differently.
Hmm.
I faced the same criticism when I did October also.
Yeah.
So October was much more as a cinema in terms of, it's almost like a meditation,
Yes.
because I was doing a film on
On death.
on the brain surgery and the breath and death, and
Death.
and the and neuroscience, and neuroscience is a huge subject. It can't be in 2 hours. It's difficult, but I tried
Yeah.
as much to talk about neuroscience and beyond neuroscience.
Yeah.
Um, so same here with Gulabo. I've tried to pick up human behaviors, which we do it every day.
Yeah.
We are we are greedy every day in small things.
Yes.
We lie. Sometimes we are not truthful every day. We are not truthful to ourselves.
Right.
So I think so that was very important in Gulabo.
For me, when I look at the end of Piku as well, a good death is actually a marvelous thing, isn't it? But you don't get enough of a good death in Hindi movies. I mean, you get dramatic deaths. You have like Anand kind of deaths, where and people then writing letters like in Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, writing letters post death and all that. You have these dramatic deaths, but a kind of happy death that you show in Piku. And then even in October, actually, there is some amount of lightness in deaths there. That's such a
See,
difficult thing to capture. How
that's a
important,
very that's a very personal belief that I have
yeah,
with death.
Yeah.
My fascination with death has been there for quite some time.
Right.
I've seen deaths around me, in my family, and I've studied human. I've studied. It's my subject almost.
Right.
So I think I, I believe in this, that a death shouldn't be a death shouldn't be mourned. I think it should be celebrated,
Hmm.
because when that body wants to get out, of course
Yeah.
the soul wants to get out. Um, some people say in a scientific way it's just the body, it's nothing else. I mean, some spiritual way people say it's a body and soul and all. So I think uh, science has moved on really in terms of everything, but they are not able to capture death.
No.
So that's one thing for sure. And when you take birth, whatever is planned or not planned, you don't know. But one thing is planned, that you're going to die.
Exactly.
So let that fact sink in and be ready and be sure. So I think that's why I don't want to over dramatize death and so much. I just want to take it as simple, as easy. That's why this song, कि आना है जाना है,
Yeah. Exactly.
जीवन चलते जाना है.
And almost even in Piku, there's almost a happiness. This person who's trapped in his own body, finally finds release. And I love the way he finds it. He finally eats jalebis and, street food. And, he's obviously so happy about it. And uh, there's a lot to it. I think even the way we mourn our the people who pass on. Again, you do that very well. That's from observing people around you, your own experiences.
Yes, and also I believe in that. So me personally, there, possibly how I would react. It's a similar way I want my actor to react.
Right. Yet, the passing of Irfan, we have to mention that because it really was a big setback for you. Do you want to talk a little about it?
Yes, I mean, Irfan. I told you I couldn't. I'm still unable to get him out of my head.
Right.
Last few days of his life, 10 days, I've been talking, and I was not with him. So I was in Kolkata, and because of lockdown, and he was in the hospital. Uh, and I was interacting with Shrutapa and Babil,
Hmm.
and so on the phone call, it was saying, then Shrutapa was saying that, I would not give him to ventilator. I will just keep him. I said, yeah. So there's a lot of thing going on, and
Right.
last 2 years, uh, I've been quite close to him. So we have discussed many things. We have discussed books, minus
Right.
films. We have discussed everything about life,
Everything.
yeah, about
But I
death,
think that
about
was
magic.
Irfan, no? I mean, he would talk, I think, about everything except the movies.
Yes. So that's what, yeah, he is like that. So, no, it's very, I can't, it's difficult to believe. So it's difficult to believe. It's difficult to get him out. He keeps coming. So, if I close my eyes, one glimpse, I'll have one glimpse of his. So let's see when will I, but I don't, I think he's a huge loss
Yeah.
industry as an actor.
Yeah.
But for me, yes, I think everybody's thought is a personal loss.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
You came very close on the sets of Piku?
Oh yes, I think I was quite close, but I think this last 2 years of his um, uh, this medical treatment that was going on, in these periods I was quite close to him. I
Right.
became quite close. Yeah, I think he only spoke to me. Very few people he spoke. So he spoke to me in quite
What did he
in
talk to
length.
you about, Shujit?
Uh, Many things. Of course, first few minutes will go in. Of course, what treatment is going on and how and what, and then he will say, and he'll smile and he's astonished that just imagine how is this virus or this bacteria is behaving. ये कमाल ये कैसे हो गया है ये से मतलब he's just thinking that this this cancerous bacteria or virus, whatever it is, how magical that is, how I'm discovering my body now, how I'm discovering my brain.
Right.
I didn't know anything. So all that. We will also do some breathing exercises, both of us. I will tell. So Dada, मैं breathing कर रहा हूँ. I'm doing. I've extended my time. So and I'm enjoying the breathing. I'm doing this. Uh, then he'll talk. अरे chemotherapy क्या चीज़ है? ये क्या चीज़ है ये? मैंने बोला, don't worry about it. So all that we will talk. So it was, and I will try as much, to motivate him.
Right.
But you must understand, he's a very sharp man also,
Yeah.
he's very, so, you
Yeah.
can't
Fool.
fool him. Yeah. So he's very sharp.
Yeah.
So I would be as normal and I would talk as much.
You're also very close to Mr. Bachchan, but that must be a different kind of relationship. You can't have that kind of relationship with, or if you do, then you're one of very few. But he is a different animal, so to speak, right?
Yeah. I call him he's an enthusiastic 20-year-old boy, 19-year-old boy. just he just wants to perform. He just wants to be active.
Right,
He doesn't want to sit idle.
right,
I think it's quite good at the age of this 78. You just want to be active and participate. I think it's quite good. I
right.
think that's his tick. That keeps him ticking, all the time.
Mhm.
Um, uh, yes, of course. I mean, now we talk quite often. We will just call each other and sometimes talk. Of course, we are still not. I'm not still his friend as such, but we respect each other.
Right,
And there is a kind of a um, there's a kind of a bonding there. We can talk anything, and we know it will be between us.
mm,
So that trust,
yeah.
I think, we have matured to.
Which he has with very few people, I think. So that's quite remarkable. What about Ayushman, given that you created Vicky Donor and that sort of led him on to do so much interesting work? How was it coming back to work with him in Gulabo Sitabo? How has he evolved as an actor?
Oh, his was very good. I think I can't believe that if you look back and if you distance yourself and look Gulabo Sitabo,
Hmm.
you will see that he has disappeared in the crowd.
Yeah,
He doesn't shout out that, okay, I am the also Ayushman and I am a star of this generation at this moment, budding star or star, whatever. So, uh, so I think that's the beauty of Ayushman. I just felt he just jumped out of Vicky Dona's set and he came to um, Gulabo Sitabo. Of course, there's been 8 years,
yeah.
but I didn't feel that because he knew that he's coming to Dada's set, Shweta's set. So
Ah,
he will say, I am going to Shweta's set. So so he knew our set, how we work, how
right.
we function. So I think this act of disappearing yourself in the middle of all the characters, I think it's a sign of a good actor.
Hmm.
So I think that's what I've seen, and that's what I give credit to him. That he didn't leap out at all,
Hmm.
and I wanted an ensemble cast with everybody coming out as much. Of course, Mirza came out because of Mirza, is
Mirza.
that, but I think Bake was as brilliant as everybody else.
Shujit, I also want to bring you back to the women characters, whether it's Piku or Pink or even actually Vicky Donor. I mean, I think Yami's character is a very strong and, evolved character. Uh, is that again from observing people around you or consciously wanting to make progressive films? What is it?
I think slow after my marriage. I think then I have two kids, two daughters,
Oh,
and I have
good.
and I have a lot of women around me. Um, uh, my costume stylist, my writer, Juhi,
Juhi.
my art director, Mansi. So I have a lot of HODs who are women and all around.
And
So I think
all long term, right? For a
it's all
long.
long time.
Yeah,
Yeah, for a long time. Absolutely. 15, 16 years I
yeah,
know them,
yeah,
Veera Kapoor,
yeah.
my makeup. And when you have two daughters also, and you understand and you introspect the things that you have not done. And I think that makes you go back and understand um, maybe a little bit more perspective.
Mm.
Um, uh, I won't say it was there naturally in me from the beginning, but slowly when you keep acquiring and when you keep understanding, I think it naturally then comes into in your system, in your behavior.
Yeah.
So, so I think it's now naturally. I don't want to make it like an underlying factor at all, and
Right.
I never did. So they naturally are independent women from Piku to Pishi to whatever, to Yami to BG to whoever,
Oh yeah.
or,
How could I forget Piku?
or the mother of Shuli, October. She was
Exactly.
such progress. She's an independent woman.
He's
She was
brilliant.
emotionally completely destroyed, but she was a professor in IIT. And what she did, she was just tremendous. I think one of the best I think I have.
I have some questions from the audience as well, Shujit, before we let you go. But I have to ask you, will we ever get to see Shoebite? Is it done? Will we ever get to see it?
In this lockdown period, I think a lot has been spoken about Shoebite, and I'm thankful to Aishman and especially Anurag. Anurag has been really trying hard to somehow make sure that the film releases.
Yeah.
So now, though, Anurag called me 2 days back, and he said, "I am taking this as my fight, and I will take this, make sure that this releases. I will talk everybody, over the studio, people, Manoj and Shyamalan, everyone I'll talk to."
Right.
I hope because now everything is with Disney, and Disney is a big company now, a big
Right.
production house. Um, it has got under its arm, it's got Fox also and UTV.
Yeah.
So I think they can, in between them, they can sort out all the issues.
And I don't think it'll be dated, right? What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, when we were making it, it had a long shelf life.
Right.
I guess it will have a long shelf life. Maybe mobile phones have changed.
So that's Amitabh Bachchan and Sarika, right?
That's Amitabh Bachchan, Sarika, Jimmy Shergill, Dia Mirza.
Oh wow, great cast. Yeah, it would be lovely to watch it. I hope we finally get to see it. And also,
And
what about your? Sorry.
and Sanjida Khan, there's
Oh,
television actress. It's his first
okay.
feature film.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, questions from the audience. Sharan asks, almost all your movies have been remade in South Indian languages. Have you seen them? What did you think of Tamil remakes like Nerkona Parvai?
Unfortunately, I haven't seen any of the remakes, Pink or Vicky Donor,
Okay.
but I have heard that some of them have done really well.
Hmm.
And I'm really happy that Ajith is playing the character of Mr. Bachchan. He played the character from Pink.
Right.
So I'm grateful that he thought this is an important film and important character. So thank you so much. I haven't watched it. I will watch it soon.
Have you ever considered making a rom-com at any time? Priyam asks.
Rom-com.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, I think Piku was a romantic comedy. I think somewhere down the line,
of course.
but its definition for me and you may be a little different. But even Vicky Donor was a little rom-com. So I
Yeah.
think, yeah,
Does it upset you when deep moving movies like October get trolled?
yeah. Yeah, you feel little. I wish you've got it. Uh, you know, but then I would convince myself, maybe not today, tomorrow, because
Right,
I think what's wrong with the industry is they think only film is only Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
right,
They don't think that film is much beyond that. When a film is made, it's got its own shelf life.
right.
Um, so yes, but in this lockdown, I think Maximum of the responses that I got was on October,
Hmm.
and a lot of people watched it because I think they got some time, and I think they got some lot of time in this lockdown. So I think I got some really brilliant and beautiful messages.
Hmm.
So a lot of people have wrote to me that, how could we miss this film, because just we just believed in some
Right.
reviews of that film is being slow, but they have just loved it. And I tell the same thing to the people who are unable to and disappointed with watch Gulabo, that
Uh,
see it after a few days
yeah.
and see it again, and possibly it may touch you somewhere.
Right. And I think Varun was quite a revelation in October, wasn't he? How was it to handle his energy?
Yes, he was coming from a very, very different world,
Yeah.
and my film was a complete different world.
Right.
So balancing it was in the initial is a difficult challenge, because Varun always, of course, because he's coming from something, he wanted to do a lot more,
Right.
and um, I only wanted less. So I think it's just so that was the balancing act that I had to come to. So, but I think he's also, I think he's still, I think I think it's one of his best performance, which he
Yeah.
also doesn't know. I think he's also unaware what he has done. I think slowly maybe he'll recover and see himself
Right.
what he has.
Yeah. A lot of writers and directors are burdened by unfair and false plagiarism allegations by smaller directors. What is the way out for writers in Indian cinema? This question is from Ranveer.
These will keep on coming to you, because
Right.
there are a lot of ideas and stories which can be similar.
Yeah.
That's not a problem. But if your conscience is clear, and if you are truthful to yourself and is written, you can always, stories will have always have your own point of views, and um, will be different. And I
Yeah.
think I will thank this Writers Association. They have always, I think they have really matured in finding out nitty-gritties and the essence of the writer who comes and who uh, says that, okay, there's a similarity, or
Hmm.
if there is a two stories which are similar, to find out why it's a differentiate why it's original, how
Right.
it is original. Somebody sitting here, somebody sitting in some other part of the world, but may have a similar idea, but still both work could be original.
Right. Shujit, you want to talk a little about your next movie, Sardar Udham Singh? It's almost done, right?
This is not the right time, but still I will tell you that, yeah, I have finished my shooting. Sardar Udham Singh, a very difficult film for me again. Again, a complete different genre, and a completely, you know, it's like a right of Gulabo Sitabo, not
Right.
left and up. So I think, how do I say it? So my post production is on. I am still doing my, I've started my editing process. It's going to take some time. It was supposed to now release in January. I don't know, will I be able to meet the deadline of January? Will it? Because everything is getting pushed now.
Yeah.
Uh, so that's what. And Udham Singh is also again a story of an ordinary man,
Right.
like my any other stories.
Exactly.
So I hope I'm able to do justice with Udham Singh.
How was Vicky Kaushal to work with?
He's, I don't want to talk much, but I just want to tell you that you can't think of anybody else doing Udham Singh. That's it.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Thank you so much, Ajith. It's been such a pleasure to talk to you and to understand a little more of Gulabo Sitabo. And I wish you would sing that song, but it's okay. I'll tell people to watch the movie. If nothing, to at least watch the end again to listen to that wonderful song. It's really beautiful. And
Yes, thank you,
thank
Kaveri.
you so much for the film and all your movies. All the very best.
Thank you, Kaveri. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Bye bye.